Off Script with Super E recommends listener discretion as these real but sometimes uncensored stories can be filled with mature content.
Hey everybody, it is A-Train. I'm here with Super E. We are once again without Jay because he's out working, whatever. So we're gonna try and do this ourselves, aren't we, Super E?
Yes, we're just going to scuffle along and do the best we can.
I think we can do it. It's not the same without Jay, but we'll
I know
try.
it's not. It's not the same.
You know, so have you got a story in mind that you want to talk about?
Yes, I do. I have one that involved one of my partners that I found so hilarious that I actually had to stop my vehicle, pull to the side of the road.
Okay.
So I could laugh without wrecking.
So is this a Vice story?
Yeah, this is a Vice story. And what happened on this one, kind of lay the groundwork for how this works. I mostly concentrated on arresting the street prostitutes because in my mind, they contributed to the crime in the residential neighborhoods.
Okay.
And then some of the other guys like to do we called it, the girls would be like online advertising. The prostitutes would be online advertising. And the guys would meet them like at a motel.
Kind of. Did they refer to that as escorts, or is that a different?
Yeah, escorts, yes.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
They were escorts. And they were considered a little bit, higher class,
Okay.
Because some of the street prostitutes, man, you run into some non-attractive ones, It was more like non-pretty women.
Everybody has to make a living.
Yeah, everybody's got to make some loot.
That's right.
But these girls were a little bit, they were higher on the food chain.
Talking about the escorts now.
Yeah, the escorts. But
Okay.
I didn't have the patience to sit in a motel room or hotel room and wait on them because they didn't arrive in a timely manner sometimes.
When you got to be on the street, that's where it happens.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't like doing it, but my one partner did. He was a seasoned veteran. We'll call him John.
Okay.
And he was getting ready to retire in a few years, seasoned veteran, and he would do these, and he was good at it. Mm-hmm. And so when he would do one, you could count on him making arrests. He was very thorough. And so when his cases come to court, the girls were found guilty generally.
Right.
So how it was going to work was another one of my partners, call him Tom, we were going to be in the next room of John's room. Okay. And when John got the arrest, all he was going to do was just call us on the phone and go, I got an arrest.
So this is a motel you guys are in?
Yeah, just a motel.
Okay.
And so anyways, when John did these escort girls, they are extremely, extremely cautious and nervous because they're concerned about law enforcement.
Right.
So when they would come into a room, they would check out the room, search it, look for badges, guns, anything that would indicate they're dealing with a policeman.
Okay.
Hell, they would even check the parking lot to see if anybody was sitting in a car.
Mm-hmm.
That was backup.
Mm-hmm.
And so when John would do one of these, it would take generally 45 minutes before an arrest was made because that's how long it took it seems like, for these girls to get comfortable to go, okay, I'll perform, not cunnilingus, but fellatio for this amount of money.
Well, now, okay, John, I don't know. Maybe his pronouns are different, but yeah, that's fine.
Exactly.
Okay.
So anyways, or fellatio or whatever.
Yeah.
So it took about 45 minutes. So John got the phone call. The girl said, I'm on my way.
Okay.
And Tom was like, you know what? These take a long time, and I'm starving. Why don't you go get us something to eat, and I'll be here by the time you get back, because probably when he'll be making the rest. Mm-hmm. I said, and I was starving too. I said, that's brilliant. I'm going to head over to the Arby's, which was down the road.
All right.
So I zip out there, and it was a big long line as usual. And so I make my order, and then I get a phone call.
Okay.
And it's John.
Yeah.
I go, what's up? And he goes, what are you doing? I said, getting Arby's. He goes, well, fuck that Arby's. Get here now. I go, what's going on? He goes, just get here. I'm like, okay. And then I was getting ready to leave, and all of a sudden the guy goes, here's your food, sir. And I thought, well, I'm going to take 1 second, grab all the food, and then I'm going.
Well, sure. Yeah.
So I jump in the car with the food, and I'm heading that way, and John calls me back. I go, what's going on? He goes, let me tell you what happened. I said, okay, tell me what happened. He told me as soon as I left, the girl arrives and knocks on his door.
Okay.
Now, John would always answer the motel room door just in a towel.
Okay.
Because it appeared like he'd just taken a shower.
Okay.
And also, when you're in court and, the defense tries to say something, well, the prosecution could say, well, when the detective opened the door, he's just wearing a towel. What did the defendant think he was there? She went in and the guy's just wearing a towel.
Right.
It kind of helped the case.
Right. I get it.
So John's just wearing a towel.
Okay.
And this girl walks in. She doesn't question him about anything. She immediately starts removing her clothes.
Okay.
And gets naked within 5 seconds. It's like she had tearaway shirt and pants.
Okay.
She's stark naked, and she just blurts out $500 for sex, $300 for blowjob.
Just right off the bat. No.
She's there 10 seconds, and has already stated what John needs for her to say for him to make an arrest.
Right.
And he goes like, okay.
All right.
Well, now we're 11 seconds into it. And he has the arrest, and I'm standing in line at Arby's thinking about what kind of horsey sauce I want.
Okay. Yeah. It was a little quicker than it usually takes.
Yes, it was a lot. It was a lot quicker.
Uh-huh.
So then John goes, I'm a police officer. You're under arrest for prostitution. That was like water going off a duck's back. It was like he wasn't there. He said that she just looked right through him. Gets on her phone and calls her driver. These girls generally had a guy who drove them to there.
Okay.
And waited out in the car for them.
Right.
She calls her driver and go, hey, this guy's trying to lock me up. And so John's like, whoa. He snatches the phone out of her hand, hangs it up.
Uh-huh.
And he throws it on the bed.
Okay.
And now remember, they're both standing there. She's completely naked. He's just in a towel.
Right.
He throws the phone on the bed. She reaches for it. He jumps through the air like Spider-Man and grabs the phone as his towel falls off.
Okay.
And now he's standing on the other side of the bed, so the bed's between him and the door.
Uh-huh.
Well, this girl has nothing between her and the door. She screams rape and runs out the door stark naked.
Okay.
John jumps the bed and takes off after her.
Stark naked?
Stark naked.
Okay.
Tom hears all this hollering. He opens up the motel room door and sees an attractive naked woman run past him. And he said he told me later he was kind of hypnotized by it. What's that?
What was it?
And then he saw John running naked with,
that snapped him out of it.
Yeah, with his little friend flopping in the breeze.
Uh-huh.
And John goes, go get her! So Tom takes off running after her. And then John realizes, wait a minute, I'm stark naked and people are opening their doors and looking at me.
Uh-huh.
So he runs back to his room. Well, his door shuts and locks.
Uh-oh.
Then he's like, I'm stark naked. I'm locked out. So he sees that Tom's door is still open, and Tom had a windbreaker that was hanging on the door. So he grabs the windbreaker, puts it on. Well, unfortunately, the windbreaker wasn't long enough to cover up his reproductive parts and his buttocks at the same time.
Okay.
So he's got to pull it down in the front and back. So he races off after Tom and the naked girl. Yeah. Well, I guess the girl, she runs past the check-in area, the clerk or whatever it is.
Right.
And there's a family standing there, and they all have suitcases. They're waiting to check in. Boom, here comes a naked girl running past them screaming rape. And then here comes Tom. Now, he's about 6'6".
Okay.
He's a big, long, gangly guy.
All right.
Who can, and when he moves pretty fast. So he was catching up to her, but she didn't know that he was on him because she
Right.
got a head start.
Okay.
So then our man John, who's dressed like Porky Pig right now, is chasing after him, and he's yelling, "Tom, Tom, Tom!" Trying to, And the girl, she races out the motel room, jumps in the car. She doesn't see that Tom sees her get into the car, and he sees what kind of car she gets into.
Okay.
Tom gets into his car and gets on the radio and says, we got a wanted subject that we tried to arrest leaving this motel and getting on the highway going westbound.
Uh-huh.
Well, here comes John, just wearing his windbreaker, and he runs past all the family standing there waiting to check in, and the clerk, and he's yelling, "Tom, Tom, Tom!" And he looks over at the family, and they're thinking, "What in the hell is going on? What did we walk into?
Where are we staying?
where are we staying at?" And so John, he's trying to cover up his front parts, but he can't. And then he's trying to cover up his back part. He can't do both at the same time. He turns around, looks at the clerk, and goes, "I need another key to room 222. And the clerk goes, "Well, I'm going to need to see some ID." And John goes, he just goes, "Give me a fucking key." And the guy goes, "Oh, yes, sir." And hands him the key. John runs up there and gets his clothes on. And then that's when he calls me on a phone and he tells me the events that just happened.
Oh, my God.
I'm on the highway heading eastbound. I start laughing so hard, I have to pull off the side road. And I'm dying laughing. Well, where I pulled off the side of the road, guess what? As our suspects are heading westbound on the highway, I see them.
Oh.
And when Tom put out the information on him, he put on information, wanted subject driving westbound on the highway in this type of vehicle.
Uh-huh.
Well, the uniformed guys, all they knew was there was a person in that car is wanted. They
Right.
figure it's the driver.
Right.
And it's a male.
Uh-huh.
They run up, open the door. "Hey, you're wanted." What? Snatch him out of the car, handcuff him, put him in the back seat of the police car. I get out. Tom's out there, and Tom goes, "Hey, where's the girl at?" And the uniform guys are like, "What girl?" He goes, "The naked girl."
The
They're
naked
like,
girl in
"Naked
the car?"
girl? What naked girl? The one that's in the car. They know naked. Yes, there is. So Tom goes, they all go running back up there. She had wedged her naked body under that dashboard.
So they didn't see her?
They didn't see her. She was wedged up in there. So then Tom pulls her out, and it's freezing cold, and she starts naked. They call for an ambulance.
Yeah.
Ambulance gets there, and they cover her up with a sheet, and that's when I get over there. And so she was okay. We just wanted to make sure she wasn't going to freeze to death.
Right.
And so we get into Tom's car, and I'm still laughing so hard I can barely contain myself. And I look at this girl in the sheet she's kind of confused of what's going on and
Right.
what just happened.
Right.
And I want to say, okay, I know you're under arrest right now, and you did a lot of stupid stuff, but I just want to say right now, after listening to John's story, you are my hero. Your little escapade has made my evening. And she started laughing too. She goes, "Man, wasn't that crazy?" I said, "I know." And
now she's a podcast star. Yeah.
Yes, and now she's in a podcast
Yeah.
story. We went back and we got her clothes and everything for her that were in John's room, got her dressed and everything, and then we took her down to lock up and all that. And the driver was let go with a hearty apology and like a slap on the back.
He was just a wheelman. He was
Yeah,
just
he was just Will, man. We said "Hasta la vista, baby," and
Right.
sent him on his way.
Oh my God.
So yes, that was one of my partner's entertaining stories that just had me laughing and made my evening.
That is very, very good. That is a good story.
It made the Arby's taste even better.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did it get a little cold?
No.
Okay. Because you were eating it just right away, weren't you?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
We immediately zipped back to the motel room and started eating, laughing, and
Okay. And John's got pants on now, right?
yeah, oh, yeah, he's
Okay.
fully clothed. Yeah, he's fully clothed.
Okay, I want to back up because you said something that maybe just it kind of got glossed over. Maybe the funniest thing that I've heard all day, you called him Porky Pig because in those cartoons, Porky would have a shirt on, but he didn't have any pants on, did he?
That was it.
Oh my God, what a visual! So, did so John wearing the short windbreaker? I mean, did he really think that was really giving him any cover? I mean,
It was. You know what? I think it's like, when you have the dream where you're naked in class. Well, that's what he was living right then.
Yes.
And that was the best he could do because when he ran back to his own room and his door was locked, he immediately was in panic mode. And then when he saw that coat, he thought, "Oh my God, here's my break." And then it wouldn't cover both sides of him.
Oh my God! Well, if it would have been raining, he would have been fine. So his upper would have been dry. So
yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh!
Anyways, that was a classic tale.
That is a classic. That's a good one. That is a good one. Well, that sure entertained me. I hope it entertained everybody else. And I'm just glad that I wasn't John.
Yeah, exactly.
So, oh my gosh. Well, that was a good one, Super E.
Thank you very much, AJ.
That was really, really good. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead. We're going to close this out because I think it doesn't get any better than that little story right there. That was just right. Yeah. Anything else you can think of that to tie it up?
No, that's basically about it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got your Arby's. And John. The door closed behind him and locked. That is funny. Okay.
It had to be petrifying.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Hey, I'm stark naked. I can't get into my motel.
Yeah, that's like a nightmare. Yeah, that's you wake up in a cold sweat after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I wonder if they checked in or went somewhere else.
I don't know, but you know what?
Yeah.
This is probably 12, 13 years. No, this is by about 17 years ago. They're still talking about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The kids, they're grown up now, and they're telling their kids about it.
Yeah, as they're in therapy.
Right. They're telling their therapist all about it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Good Lord. Well, Super, thanks again for that story. That was awesome.
No problem, A-Train.
Thank you for everybody that listened. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be back with some more great stories. Just keep listening. We'll see you. Bye.
Adios.